Good afternoon, everybody. I can't believe it's Thursday already, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm your host, Raleen Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel every Monday to Thursday. And how are you all doing? I know here in Israel there's definitely is a more cautiously optimistic energy in the air as we continue to lift from lockdown. The country is really starting to come to life again, and we are reopening the very, very important Israeli economy. So let's take a look at those current COVID-19 stats and why it is Israel is in the position to slowly emerge from our nearly over 2-month lockdown. So from the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had a total of 16,346 confirmed cases. And for the second day in a row, we have had no new fatalities. So the number is still currently at 239. And we've only had 32 new infections over the last 24 hours, which is in keeping with those very, very important metrics to keep the rate of new infections under 100 so we can continue to open the economy and lift the lockdown. At the moment, there are 83 serious cases. That's down from yesterday's 90. 69 people on ventilators. That's down from yesterday's 70. But the incredible number for today is that the number of people who have fully recovered is double those currently infected. So those with active cases or who are currently infected are 5,370, but a whopping 10,737 people have recovered. Earlier today, the malls, the open air markets, I know a firm favorite of many of you who visit Israel, the Machane Yehuda market in Jerusalem, have all opened, of course, to very, very, very strict social distancing and hygiene criteria. A lot of the gyms have opened. Some municipal gyms have elected to stay closed, but private gyms have opened up. And good news for sports fans, the Israeli Soccer League or Football League, or however you call it, will be back in business, and games will resume from the 30th of May, albeit to no spectators. And that follows Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany's announcement yesterday that German Bundesliga will resume matches from the middle of May. So slowly but surely, it looks like we're coming back to life. Also coming back to life, or rather starting its new life, is the Israeli government. This whole week, the Israeli Supreme Court has been hearing petitions and has been hearing the case for a unity government and whether or not Prime Minister Netanyahu will be fit to form a government if he is indicted. Now, the Supreme Court unanimously agreed that the unity government can go ahead. This has also been agreed upon by the Knesset, and the new government or new Knesset will be sworn in on the 13th of May, which ends this 1-year-long deadlock and saves us from a potential fourth election. And now we can do that very, very important work of getting down to business, opening up the economy, getting Israel up and running again, and of course passing those important budgets. Now we end the news story where the news headlines today rather, with a trip to the United States, and I have to say, Joe Biden, really? The Democratic presidential hopeful Joe Biden a couple of weeks ago said that if he won the presidency, he would keep the American embassy in Jerusalem, and we thought that is great. He really seems to understand the scenario. However, yesterday he said something that's not been taken very well by many here in Israel and around the world. The presidential hopeful said that should he be elected president, he will reopen the PLO, that's the Palestinian Liberation Organization's office in Washington. Now, the office was closed towards the end of 2018 as a result, the Trump administration said, of not entering into meaningful negotiations with the state of Israel, and they've taken a lot of criticism for engaging in acts of terror over the years as well as incitement. So we're really saying, Joe Biden, really not cool. So those are your top stories making headlines today. It's Thursday, which means we are Erev or Eve of the weekend here in Israel. So don't forget to check out our content online at our webpage at www.layoftheland.online. Also check out our Facebook page. Every Friday we wish you Shabbat Shalom from a different place in the country. And why don't you see where we are tomorrow? And if you like it, drop us a Shabbat Shalom message while you're on our Facebook page, and our community is growing beautifully and we would love you to be a part of it. Like us or follow us. Also remember, we have a YouTube channel. So if you don't get your Israel brief from our newsletter or on Facebook, you can get it from our YouTube channel by simply subscribing. So I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of all of us here at Lay of the Land to wish you and yours a safe, a peaceful and a healthy weekend. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rolene Marks and this is the Israel Brief.